that you can expect in June. If you were born closer to April 20th, you should listen to Aries, or if your birthday is closer to May 20th, you could benefit from listening to Gemini. As always, start with your rising sign. That's how the energy stacks on the zodiac wheel. It's your motivation for living, your true north. For extra value, you can listen to your sun, which represents your career, your hobbies, things that bring you joy, and the moon is about your emotions and your private thoughts. I call it a secret gem. So let's dive in. On May 4th, Pluto went retrograde in Aquarius. Pluto is known as the transformer. It's a slow-moving outer planet. It spends about 20 years in each sign. Over the last 2 years, Pluto has been dipping in and out of Capricorn to make its way into Aquarius. And even now, it's still inching its way back towards your ninth house to clear things up in education, long distance travel, what you believe in. But in Aquarius, its purpose over the next 2 decades is to transform your career, your social status, your reputation. It's helping you create a legacy. So I believe that for many of you, you're reworking your career or leaving one title in pursuit of another title. If this isn't about your career, it's about your role in society in general, what you're known for. Married, single, parent, grandparent, employee, employer. To help narrow it down, Pluto is connected to your seventh house of committed partnerships and self-awareness. So all the more who you commit to will either empower you or break you. So my advice is to be discerning. Words must match actions. Contracts must be ironclad. You cannot turn a blind eye to these areas. Prenups and operating agreements can be difficult to discuss, but they're necessary. Your legacy literally depends on this because circumstances change. The market changes. Our desires change. People change. Pluto is other people. So here's the good news. Throughout this transit, there is a sextile to Saturn and in Aries and Neptune in Aries in your 12th house. So if this is business related, it could be about science, metaphysics, caregiving, psychology, or esoteric topics. Your purpose is to help others heal. And in Aquarius, you need to do this either through the aid of technology or in an eccentric way, especially with the trine to Uranus in your sign. Uranus is about sudden changes. It's about, and it's about to head into your money zone, by the way. So this is kind of now or never energy. Lean into the changes, get your contracts in order, and believe in your purpose. Okay, so this is everything that's taking form behind the scenes. Now let's move on to what's right in front of you. As of June 6th and up until Independence Day, Venus, your chart ruler, has entered Taurus. Venus is about love and art and beauty, and Taurus is about patience, loyalty, refinement, very steadfast. Together, they want all the things, but the root source is always to feel secure, to be respected. So when Venus enters your first house of self, simply put, you're looking good. Maybe you get a new haircut or a wardrobe, you're sleeping better, you feel refreshed. You could be spending more money on things that make you feel good, like mani-pedis or massages, and the self-love you're showing yourself is attracting attention from others. Venus is also connected to your sixth house of work, health, and daily routines. So this makes sense. You're devoted to your sleep schedule, your fitness, your nutrition. You could be redecorating your office space, doing things that make you feel more comfortable to be more productive. The catch, if there is one, is the attention you're attracting. People may be more fixated on your appearance rather than your actual performance, like eyes up here, buddy. But since Venus in Taurus is all about values and self-worth, you'll be able to use it to your advantage without stepping outside of the line. It's not your problem other people will be blinded by the light, but just don't fall for slick salespeople. Why? Because there is a square to Pluto in Aquarius, your 10th house. That's other people, how they impact your career status and reputation. So I told you, contracts are in order. People will want to work with you. They see your value. So just keep pouring love into yourself. The right people will show up when you set and abide by your own boundaries. Otherwise, have fun and enjoy the attention. Okay. Let's move on to the second ingress of the month. On June 9th, Jupiter enters Cancer in your third house of communications and technology. This is also about business negotiations, contracts, as well as short trips and relatives. So given what we know about Pluto retrograde, you're either setting up some sort of online business or community. You may have received, or you're inching your way towards a promotion. You could be preparing for a status shift like engagement or marriage, and you're celebrating with your family. Jupiter is about growth and optimism. It's in Cancer for an entire year. So these third house themes are the source of your good luck until next July. Since Jupiter is connected to your 8th house of joint resources and deep bonds, you could launch a joint venture or take out a business loan or receive an investment or inheritance that helps further your business plans. Or you're merging your time, money, and energy with a significant other. Maybe you're consolidating debt or insurance, or you're taking out a mortgage together. This could also be about vehicles and neighbors. So if you need a new car that's more suited to your family life, put your attention there. Will a change of status have you relocating? Maybe you need a bigger space. There's a trine to Venus in Taurus, right here, in your first house, right? So you're sharing your ideas, you're making these changes for something or someone you love or who makes you feel loved. This is a really beautiful transit. Please, please enjoy this. Okay, this leads us to the full moon in Sagittarius. Full moons are turning points, completions are endings. The energy lands in your 8th house of joint resources and intimacy. So it's possible that in order to move into this next chapter, you're letting go of a business partner. You're paying down debt. If you're getting divorced, you're detangling your assets and letting go of your spouse's income. This moon is ruled by Jupiter, so it's also impacting your 11th house of groups, gains, and goals. Maybe you're realizing that a friend group or professional network is not aiding your progress. It's draining your resources and blocking your profits or a long-term goal. Full moons can be emotional, so whatever is happening, just let it go. You want to be focused on all of the Cancer third house area, and that's where you're setting your attentions around upskilling, attracting new clients, and you want to aid the Pluto transit, which again is about your legacy. Okay, so now we come to the trickier days in the month. That's June 15th to 18th. On June 15th, Mars in Leo squares Uranus in Taurus. Mars is the planet of action, drive, competitiveness, aggression, especially in Leo, which is a very loud and proud sign. He's been messing with your home life since the holidays, right? At 29 degrees, this is the final push, but the intensity of the square more so has to do with Uranus. The planet of innovation, disruption, sudden change. It's been shaking up your identity since 2018, pushing you to become more authentic. But it's been equally liberating and uncomfortable. You're an earth sign. You don't like to change, but you're almost finished. Uranus is about to head into Gemini, and it will completely leave Taurus next year. So whatever changes are happening with family, home, property, parents, at the onset, it might appear sudden, but it's actually been a long time coming. So I want you to hold your fire, use the last drop of your patience, and just let the change unfold. There is a trine to Chiron, which is the asteroid of deep-rooted pain in your 12th house. So this change is impacting your mental health. You could be very nostalgic right now. This is also a sign that you're healing, especially with the sextiles to the sun and Jupiter right here. And that's in your second house of money and self-worth. So you got this, okay? Even if you have to spend a little money on a relocation or renovation, or this could be about channeling your energy into a home-based business to bring in more money that takes the pressure off a home and family member matter. Also on the 15th, Jupiter in Cancer is squaring Saturn in Aries. You see it right there. So we've talked about Jupiter in Cancer, business negotiations, new clients, upskilling, certifications, vehicles, relatives. This is where the good luck is coming from. Saturn in Aries in the 12th says if you're having doubts, it's all in your head. You really have to believe in yourself. And you can do this by committing to personal or spiritual development. Take it seriously. If you're not working with a therapist, an astrologer, an energy healer, now would really be a great time to start. Especially with Jupiter also squaring Neptune, okay? Neptune wants you to dream big, but the energy can be confusing, all the more because it's in your 12th house. So get help if you need it. If you continue to bottle things up and let your mind control the narrative, you'll run in circles. This is the point of having Neptune and Saturn conjunct each other, to help everyone be discerning and disciplined. And remember, Jupiter is connected to your joint resources, okay? And your deep emotional bonds, your social life, your profits, your goals. So don't allow Neptune to cloud your judgment. Set your sights on the big picture. Okay, so those are the trigger warnings. Now let's close out with some positive news. On June 24th, there is a Jupiter Cazimi. Cazimi is when the sun connects with the planet to amplify its energy. The sun is how we shine. It's connected to your 4th house of home, family, real estate, parents, and the past. Cancer is about all the things we've discussed: business, marketing, social media, vehicles, short trips, local hangouts, and relatives. Jupiter for you is other people's money, and it's groups, gains, and goals. So this could be when you launch a YouTube channel, you start advertising your business, or you create the perfect strategy to do these things. Maybe you're hosting a launch party, or you're having a housewarming party. You could land a big client on this day. You're celebrating something. So let me be the first to congratulate you. Yes, there are squares to Saturn and Neptune in Aries in your 12th, but Mars has now moved into Virgo, activating your 5th house of romance, creative projects, and children. So truly have fun on this day. Now you can add fuel to the fire starting on the 25th during the new moon in Cancer. Over the next 6 months, set intentions for how you'll work with your client, how you want to grow your business. If you need education, take online courses. If you need to hire a digital marketer, make the investment. If you want to buy a vehicle, start the search. Again, Mars in Virgo is not just about work. You need balance. You can still have a plan. In fact, Virgo actually needs a plan. So schedule date nights, book a trip with your kids, dive into a hobby. Make sure whatever you're working on makes you feel creative. These 5th house areas are the sources of your inspiration over the next 6 months. They're going to help you get through the trickier times. So have a wonderful June, Taurus.
If you found value in your forecast, please pay it forward by subscribing to the channel, posting a comment, and clicking on the notification bell. Transcripts are posted on astrocoachkate.com, where you can find all the ways to train with me and book a free discovery call.